All right, let's dive right into the heart of the Prisoner of Zenda. We're talking about the big one, the high-stakes rescue from Castle Zenda itself. Seriously, this is where the whole story just flips on its head. Loyalties get pushed to the absolute limit, and one single wrong move, it could mean death for the king and total chaos for the entire kingdom.
And if you want to know what the stakes are, just listen to this. This is the desperate plea from the real king that our hero, Rudolf Rassendyll, overhears. It's this haunting cry coming from the dungeons of the castle, and it basically starts a ticking clock. A rescue isn't just a good idea anymore, it's literally a matter of life and death.
But, a dramatic rescue isn't the first thing on his enemies' minds. Nope. Before Rassendyll can even think about drawing a sword, they try to buy him off. They give him two very different and, frankly, very corrupt ways out of this whole mess. And this is where you really see the two different kinds of evil they're dealing with. On one hand, you've got Duke Michael. His offer is pretty simple. Here's a pile of cash, now get out of here. It's basically a business deal. But then, when Rassendyll says no, Rupert Hentzau steps up and shows his true colors. His plan isn't about money. It's about pure, twisted ambition. He's literally telling Rassendyll, hey, let's just kill everyone in our way, and you can be king. He's even willing to betray his own boss. This tells you right away that Rupert is way, way more dangerous than the Duke.
And Rassendyll's response? It's just perfect. It's this moment of absolute moral clarity. He's not just turning down a bribe. He is genuinely disgusted by how evil Rupert's plan is. This one line tells you everything about Rassendyll's character. After this, there's no way he's just walking away. His honor won't let him.
So, with bribery completely off the table, what's left? Well, a direct assault on Castle Zenda. But you can't just run up to the gates with swords drawn. That's a suicide mission. Their only real hope is a plan that's built on perfect inside information and even more perfect timing. And this is the intel that changes the whole game. First, they get a desperate note from an ally on the inside, Antoinette de Mauban. Then a servant named Johann actually tells them exactly where the king is being held. But here's the catch, and it is a huge one. The guards have a standing order. The second the castle is attacked, they are to kill the king. That means a big frontal assault is completely out. It has to be quiet, fast, and surgical.
So, using that critical info, they come up with this super intricate four-step plan. Think of it like a clockwork machine where every piece has to move at exactly the right time. At 2 a.m. sharp, their inside guy, Johann, opens a door. Sopp's men sneak in to take out the guards and create a distraction by rescuing Antoinette. All that chaos is the perfect cover for Rassendyll to get across the moat and into the king's room. Every single part of this has to go off without a hitch.
So the plan is set. The stakes couldn't be higher. And now comes the absolute chaos of putting it all into action, where, even the best plans can fall apart in a heartbeat.
And just like that, the operation is a go. Rassendyll, all by himself, slips into the cold, dark water of the moat. This is it. This is the point of no return. He manages to get across without being seen and gets inside the castle walls, ready for whatever or whoever is waiting for him.
The moment he's inside, bam, he's face to face with one of the Duke's men, de Gautet. A crazy sword fight breaks out, but Rassendyll wins, grabs the keys from him, finds the door, turns the lock, and he's in. The real king is there, weak, tied up, but he's alive. Rassendyll actually made it.
But just when you think they've done it, the whole thing gets turned upside down. A servant's scream cuts through all the noise with a shocking piece of news. Duke Michael, the guy behind this whole plot, is dead. But here's the twist. He wasn't killed by Rassendyll's men. He was murdered by his own guy, the treacherous Rupert Hentzau.
And this moment? This tells you everything you need to know about Rupert. In the middle of all this bloodshed, having just killed his own boss, what does he do? He laughs. He's heard laughing as he dives into the same moat Rassendyll just crossed, and he vanishes into the forest. He got away with it, completely triumphant. He might not have the throne, but he caused the most destruction possible. So, the fighting's over, the immediate danger has passed, but in the quiet that follows, the victory brings a whole new set of really complicated problems that are going to define everybody's future.
So what does this victory actually look like? Well, the king is alive and he's safe, which was the main goal. But then, the realist, Colonel Sapt, lays down the law. Nobody can ever know what really happened. To stop a civil war, the world can never find out an imposter was on the throne. And this leads to maybe the most painful moment in the whole story. Rassendyll has to say a final goodbye to Princess Flavia, telling her the truth about who he is and why they can never be together.
And with that, Rassendyll makes his choice. His great adventure is over. He saved the king, he protected the kingdom, but he can never have the life or the love that he found in Ruritania. He just walks away and goes back to his quiet life in England, a hero whose greatest accomplishment has to remain a secret forever. But even though Rassendyll leaves Ruritania behind, the story isn't quite over. There's still a connection, a quiet little tradition that keeps the memory alive, and a very dangerous, unresolved threat still out there.
So even though he's back in England, there's this one single thread that still connects him to Ruritania. Just once a year, he travels to the border for a secret meeting with his old friend Fritz. It's this bittersweet tradition where he can hear news about the kingdom and about the life he had to leave behind. It's his way of keeping that incredible memory alive.
And so we end exactly where the chapter does, with one huge, unanswered question. The Duke is dead, the king is back on the throne, Rassendyll is home. But what about Rupert Hentzau, the most terrible man of all? He's still out there, somewhere. And you just know, deep down, that their story isn't really over yet.